Now as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important. We apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
And I'm impressed, Trent, because you didn't blow my ear out. So awesome.
Wow, and I'm Sean, and actually today I thought about, I'm just going to take my headphones off as we start the show, but
Yeah.
didn't get to that. But welcome everybody to this newest edition of the Real Tree Shaker Show. Guys, it is finally upon us, and we can just keep playing this over and over, and no one will get tired of it, because it is finally.
Yes. It's here, baby.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of that.
No,
It's
it is
here,
finally
baby.
week one. Yes, all hands on deck. But tonight, we're going to finish our division previews and bring you our NFC and AFC West previews.
Yes.
Some interesting teams.
Sure.
Some fading,
Rebuilding.
some rising, rebuilding teams. But guys, I'm sorry. How are we doing tonight?
Doing good. Been cleaning up
Pretty
for you
good.
guys. So
Yeah.
look forward to you guys being here.
Like the big ass bottle of mustard.
He's getting
mustard.
ready
They have
with
the
the mustard.
Maybe that'll be a poll. What flavor would a 4-year-old container of mustard be?
I mean, it's regular yellow, but it's
Well, I don't know. If
Hey,
it'd
when we
be-
first get there, we're all going to take a shot of it. So,
I mean, it's unopened.
get the shot glasses ready.
I mean, I already have enough hair on my chest, so it might be
Yeah, 100% on that. Already got Sasquatch going on. I don't need to add on to
There
that.
you go.
That's correct. That is correct. Well,
Sure.
guys, the Real Tree Shakers show will be all in person
Yes.
for the first time since the inception of this show. Cannot
Yes.
wait.
First
Although
time ever.
I know it's just going to be amazing.
Yes.
Relaxing, lots of laughs. And we will be doing a episode, maybe 2, maybe 3 in person. Who knows? So you'll have to tune in and check that out. But
It will be
without
special,
further-
no doubt.
Yes, that is correct. Well, without further ado, guys, why don't we just go ahead and jump into this? But so everybody knows, week 1 does start tomorrow on the 5th of September. We have game Thursday, Friday, college football on Saturday,
What?
Sunday,
What?
and Monday.
Yep.
What?
And why do you
5
think
straight
they
days.
didn't do? I used to love when they had the double header for Monday night. What I know they do it like week 3 or something like that. But why did they take that away?
I think it's probably the Friday game.
And it overlapped too, didn't it? A lot. It would overlap sometime.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. It would start
Yeah.
at 6, and the next game would start at 8. So you
Yeah.
would miss some,
That's
and
true.
so I
That's
think
true.
some people got pissed off. And what I heard from Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone, was that they are going to have more afternoon games this season. So they're balancing it out more. You know how you'd watch Red Zone and it'd be like 8 games on in the first half and then like 3 on in the second, or 2 sometime. You know, so you're like, okay, he had to do recaps and stuff like that. So they're going to have more 3 o'clock games, which is cool. So
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yes. I'm gonna have to get used to that time difference.
I know, right?
I mean, it's an hour, but
It's a lot better. Better than
makes
1 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
I mean, okay, so it's like the way it worked, I would work till 1 so I could get home and, miss a couple minutes of the
Right.
opening game. Or, you get up and you have the day, you got plenty of time to get stuff done. But yeah, I mean, come the Sunday night game, man, you're already like worn out from,
And then you're
such a
having to
late
stay up till 11:30 at night to watch it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yep. So
Not
We are
anymore.
old and we need our sleep. So
Yes.
without further ado, T, start us off. You pick the conference.
I picked the conference. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I was
The
I didn't
division.
pick it.
No, we already have the division picked. I'm giving T the option to start
Oh yeah.
with the AFC NFC.
Well, how nice of you
Oh,
to
there
do.
you go.
Yes.
I guess I'll leave my door unlocked this weekend for you. Man, it's kind of dark in here. It's trying to. I guess. Well, it acts like it's wanting to rain, but are we doing NFC or AFC first?
Whatever
That's
you
your
want,
choice.
brother.
Oh, let's start with the NFC. Why not?
Okay.
Last I'm gonna have the Seahawks in there at 8-9. I don't think they're a bad squad. I think without Pete Carroll, I think some things have probably changed, and I'm just curious of how the players will react to that. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, again, they're going to be motivated to play and win and stuff like that. Not discrediting or discounting them in any way. I just think that with the division matchups they have in this division, there's like some good teams in here, and yeah, I just think they'll finish 8-9, and I think it's just all about what's the new approach from what Pete Carroll used to do. Even though he's in the office or still tied in, it's different when you're on the field. So I think I like a lot of their players. I don't think they're a terrible squad. I just think they just in a really tough division. Next I have the Cardinals at 9-8. I'm just kind of I'm banking on the fact that Murray has a bounce back season, and then he has a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. James Conner seems to be pretty solid inside the 20 in, maybe 30 in, getting those touchdowns and stuff like that. So a healthy Murray, a new number one wide receiver. I think their offense could do a little something. I'm sure there's a couple other guys there. I don't know their depth chart though, unfortunately. But
Trey McBride
defense-wise,
at tight end.
Yeah, Trey McBride
that's right. Yeah,
tight
McBride
end for
got a
sure.
lot of upside there. Again, defensive-wise, I know Buda's still there. Sure they got a couple other guys. I'm not too sure at them. I know their defense kept them in some games last year down the stretch. I guess they weren't bad overall of the season. But again, not too sure, and that's also based on this division that they're going to have to play these guys. So, but yeah, got them at 9-8. Next, I got the Rams at 12-5. I like this Rams team. I think there's some question about how healthy Stafford can stay. I know Cooper Kupp's going to have a bounce back season, but again, also too, can he stay healthy all the way through? Because I know he hasn't been injury prone, but he's caught the bug the last couple of years, and so that's going to be key. I think losing Aaron Donald that'll hurt their defense for sure. But at the same time, got a good run game. I think their defense will. I don't know. I can't say they'll be good, but I don't think they'll be in the gutter by any way, shape, or form. And then, of course, winning the division is going to be the Niners. I mean, again, it's kind of like the Chiefs. I mean, with all the not necessarily like the Chiefs, but with the Niners and all their weapons, I just don't see the Rams knocking them off. And the Rams play them tough, but that's why I got them a game apart. Because I can see a win for the Rams, and I can see the Niners beating them at one point. But it seems like they flip flop and trade wins and against each other. But they're again I think they're the best team in the NFC, and until someone comes along and proves otherwise, and maybe the Lions will or such like that, I just think the Niners are a good squad, and they got their dudes paid. They got them all in there. Hopefully healthy McCaffrey, and let's see what they go do.
What did you have the Niners record at?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had them at 13-4.
Okay.
13-4.
Dang.
Interesting. Okay. So The Cardinals making a big rise, huh? All right.
Again, I just again between the Cardinals and the Seahawks, I think it go either way. I mean, 8 and 9 maybe for both of them. Maybe even on like 7 wins or something like that. But I think both those teams have a lot of talent, and Gino hasn't played terrible. He hasn't necessarily been elite. It's nothing like that. But yeah, I'm trying to give him some credit. Trying to give those both teams some credit. At least get some. I mean, with Murray, we've seen what he can do, especially when he's healthy. Hasn't necessarily been like, like whoa, here he goes. But it's like he makes plays. He'd be able to run the football. Get out from the pocket, make plays happen, stuff like that. And again, adding a number one like Harrison, which I think he's gonna be really good. I mean, not just me, but I'm sure a lot of people do. Um, and then again, McBride, like having those two options. And I know they have some other receivers too. I just don't remember who exactly is there. But I think they can make. I think they can. I think they can win some games. And again, I don't think the NFC is all that strong. So with their matchups and everything else, I don't know. Yeah, I can see them winning 8, 9 games.
All right, Mr.
Well,
Anderson.
All right. Well, I don't believe in the Cardinals a whole lot, so I have them finishing last at 6-11. I don't know if you guys saw the opening depth chart had Harrison not even starting. They had Greg Dortch and Zach Pascal starting. So yeah, an issue there. I do think Kyler Murray. Yeah, I do think Kyler Murray, a couple years removed from his ACL injury, is going to be really good. Trey McBride could be the best tight end in the game this year. Could be. James Conner's another. Connor Dortch. I just like saying that name. I don't know. James Conner's another.
Sorry to interrupt you, man.
Catch the damn ball, okay. Dortch. Don't give me this Butterfingers bull crap.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's gonna be such a fun.
I know, right?
Yeah.
James Conner's there is another year older. I don't believe in this team a whole lot, man. I don't know why. I don't want to, say that they're not going to improve a little bit, because they did win 4 games last year. So I do have them winning a couple more this year, but I just think they don't have very much wide receiver depth after Harrison and McBride. I mean, that's pretty much it. Those are their pass catchers, and they play in a tough division. Every other team around them I just think is better. So, playing those guys, playing those teams twice a season is going to be, it's not going to be good for them. So, I just don't see them. I mean, I see them, like I said, improving a little bit, but not enough to escape last place in the division. Seahawks, I'm a little bit down on them too. I have them going 7-10. I'm just not a Geno Smith believer. I'm not, man. I think the offense is good. I love the addition of Mike McDonald. Dude was a great DC there. I like that they got the coordinator from Washington for their offense. I think Washington Huskies should say. I think he'll be a great addition for that offense. I just don't believe in Geno Smith, man. I like DK Metcalf. I like JSN. I definitely like Kenneth Walker. He's going to be a monster this year. But I just don't believe in their defense a whole lot either, man. They lost a lot of leadership. I mean, I get it. They lost their old Legion of Boom. They're not that anymore at all. They're not anything near that. But
yeah, no Bobby Wagner.
Yeah,
he's
no
with
more
T's
Wagner.
Mandos.
No more Jamal Adams. If you could even say he was a piece there at all, I don't really. But he kind of fell off. But
he was on the field. But
yeah, true. True.
Probably about as often as Taylor Swift wasn't talked about last year.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I just don't have them finishing much higher. I have them going 7-10. So, the Rams I have in second place, going 10-7. Like T said, the loss of Donald's going to hurt. I don't doubt their offense at all with McVay behind it. I mean, they're even more improved. Adding Corum, I think, was great. But Stafford great leader, great quarterback. Puka, Cooper Kupp, hopefully 100% healthy. Tight end position, I mean, I don't know how you feel about Colby Parkinson, but don't know if he'll be anything. But if you got those
A lot
other
better
weapons,
than Dortch.
right? Colby. we'll see. But yeah, I'm
Isn't Corum on the Chargers?
no, Corum's with the Rams.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yep.
my bad.
Yeah. I think he's gonna make an impact there too. I feel he does something there.
Oh yeah,
I know a
he'll
lot
help
of people.
Kyron fresh.
I hope so,
Yeah.
man. 'Cause I drafted him and I thought he was on the Chargers, so that's what I did.
Hey, even better to be on the Rams, probably, honestly. But
Probably.
yeah, I think the Rams are a great offense, and I just think their defense is lacking a little bit. Losing Donald and the offense will keep them in the games. The defense is gonna lose a few for them. So
plus Raheem Mostert, the D coordinator's gone.
Yeah, Mostert's gone.
New
so,
head coach
yeah, good
of the Falcons.
Good call there. That's definitely going to make an impact too. So, still a playoff team, but same record as last year. And probably like all of us here, yes, I have the 49ers winning the division. I have them going 12-5. I don't know how you contain all those weapons. Trent Williams just signed an extension. Ayuk has already signed. Debo signed. Bosa signed. They're just stacked on both sides of the ball. They got the playmakers, they got the talent, they got the coach, they got the leadership. So I don't know how you couldn't say they're probably, if not the Chiefs, they're probably the number 2 Super Bowl contender in the NFL. So that's my NFC West.
Okay. A little bit of a difference. So pretty close to teams' records from last year for this division.
Yeah.
So, all right. I got some questions, but I'm going to ask them after my preview. But I'm with you guys. Actually, no. I'm with Ryan. I think the Cardinals are in the 4th place position this year, but I have them at 4-13.
Nope.
I think it's on the right way, but there's just a lot of questions. I mean, you look at their first 10 games.
Yeah.
Okay, at Buffalo, Rams, Lions, Washington, at San Francisco, at Green Bay, Chargers, at Miami, Chicago, Jets.
Yeah.
Not many. That's
3-7.
tough. 2-8 in that stretch. So they will go 2-5 and finish on a high note. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the wide receiver depth. Ken Murray, he's just not ever been the same since that playoff game where he didn't want to get hit,
Yeah.
But he's been paid. Harrison's going to be great. Maybe we should look at a parlay with Dortch. Maybe he's like probably 1.5 receptions for week 1. Dortch, may the Dortch be with you. But yeah, McBride, I think if everybody could stay healthy, it could be a top 10 offense. Connor's a really good back, underrated. But when he's healthy, man, he scores some touchdowns. But he always seems to tweak
That's all
that
he does.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's still a rebuilding process, but they went 4-13 last year, and they're going to do it again.
Wow.
But you see all the pieces that they have set. So maybe this is next year they go for an offensive lineman or defensive lineman. Maybe that kid from Georgia be there for him.
Right.
But in 3rd place, I have the Seahawks at 7-10. I really like Mike McDonald. I think he's going to turn that defense down because they've got 2 solid corners. So
True.
if you, the middle of the defense is okay, but you're losing the legend in Bobby Wagner, as we talked about earlier. I mean, that dude had 184 tackles last year, man.
Yeah.
At,
And he's like
at
45.
yeah, man. Like, what the hell are we doing? I mean, we could be.
Right?
I mean, God, yeah. But the offense is going to be fantastic. I'm with you, Ryan, on Geno Smith. I hope he does good, because if he plays good, that offense is going to be really exciting. You know, Lockett's a year older, but now JSN can start to take some of his,
Yep.
targets, and then DK. No one can really check him on a deep ball unless if it's
Right.
thrown right. And hopefully Kenneth Walker stays healthy, but Zach Charbonnet and as the backup, pretty decent backup. And it's good to have a 1-2 punch at the running back position.
Definitely.
And yep. So yeah, it's gonna be weird not seeing Pete Carroll, and that he's like 99 and running up and down the sidelines, chewing his gum.
Right.
But it should be that a couple wins here or there. So this could be an outside playoff team if some certain other things happen. But in second place, I am not in agreement. I am going with
I know.
49ers.
Oh, shocker.
I knew it. Oh
Holy
no,
shit.
really? Oh.
I should have given you guys both the boo button for the record for the Rams. Like, come on. T did them good at 12-5, so I did appreciate that.
I don't do nobody good unless it's the Cowboys or the Bucks. So we already know that.
That's true.
Silence! I kill you.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, I'm sorry.
What did
I
you
just
have the
think
Niners record at again? I'm
10
sorry.
10-7.
10-7. Okay.
The Niners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's always that Super Bowl hangover, right?
Sure.
Trent Williams isn't in game shape, so it's going to be a slow start.
Mm.
Ayuk, he got paid. Kittle's a little older. You pray every week, especially in fantasy, that
Interesting.
C-Mac stays healthy. Christian McCaffrey. Purdy, I mean, this is his prove-it year, right? Because, I mean, what are we going to be talking about next year? Purdy's from the freaking new contract, along with Ryan's boy Dak and his new contract or new team.
Old
But
news.
yeah, I don't know. I still think they're a playoff team. But I have them starting a little slow and then finishing strong. But you got to remember, Mufanga, he's still coming off an injury. You're
That's
not
true.
gonna have You're not gonna have Greenlaw. Remember that poor guy tore his ACL, freaking running onto the field, man, or his
That's
Achilles running onto the
That
field.
sucks.
Bosa is kind of hit or miss. With his health sometimes, but Shanahan, this is a big year for him. It's like, okay, you're getting there. It's like he's a really good coach. Really, really good coach.
Yeah.
But I think it's time for Shanahan to win a trophy, or I don't think he would lose his job, but I think it would just put more pressure on them next year heading forward. And
I can
in
agree with that.
in first place are my Rams at 11-6. I love this team. Matthew Stafford. I mean, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. That's a pretty solid 1-2 combo.
Yeah.
Like we
Debo
talked
Samuel,
about.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, kind of. Or I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking. Well, no.
George Kittle, Colby Parkinson. I'm just kidding.
Brock Purdy, Matthew
You got
Stafford.
so much,
Yeah, no. Okay.
so much hate. Like, just ridiculous.
Sean
man.
McVay owns the Niners, so there's that too. But no, I mean, solid running game, which McVay likes to do. He likes running the ball, and it doesn't matter. It's kind of like the old Mike Shanahan with the Broncos, where you could put anybody in there. Clinton Porter, Solandis Gary. I don't even remember any other, but it didn't matter. They were always getting 1,000-yard rushers under Mike Shanahan.
Davis.
And so Terrell Davis, so good call, one of the best. But no, I just think McVay's going to run the ball now that he's got a solid 1-2 punch with Williams and Corum. So that's going to take the amount of dropbacks that Matthew Stafford has to make. And I really like this team. Losing Aaron Donald is going to hurt, but the Rams have been using all their draft capital the last couple of years on defensive players. So I just like them. And I think it's just kind of like one of those times where someone new is just going to pop in, so it's not that the Niners are a bad team. They're just older. So, and the Rams are younger. And I think the Rams kind of will have more momentum earlier in the season, have a little struggle in the middle, and then kind of finish strong as they make a big playoff push. So, do the Cardinals have potentially a top 10 offense?
No.
I mean, not really. I mean, especially with the Dortch, and I guess Pascal can make some big plays. I mean, he had some decent numbers in Indianapolis without a good quarterback there, but yeah, I don't know. That's tough to see because much like Ryan said too, like Connor's not necessarily running the ball all over the place. He's more down toward the red zone area kind of dude, but. I mean, again, like you said,
Cardinals are the fourth best offense in their own division.
Okay,
so they sure couldn't be top 10.
I'll give you that. All right. So does Geno Smith finish the year as the starting quarterback for the Seahawks?
Nope.
Sam Howell will take over.
Sam Howell takes over week 10.
Well, at least that way he won't lead the league in interceptions again. So
true.
Okay, so
any more shots you guys want to take?
No, sir. We're just gonna slide on to the AFC West.
No hate.
No. There's
never any hate. No hate.
Okay, Sam Howell, Jaden Daniels. I think
the man. I didn't.
What?
I mean, it would have been nice to keep Howell, and I think have Daniels kind of, do his thing, and then have some insurance back there. So, but. Again, let him get on the field and play ball, then we go from there. So,
sure.
We can sit here and talk about records and this, that, and the other, and whatever it may be, but until they play football, we don't know. So,
it's all about what happens on the field.
That's right. Yep. And by the way, the NFC West plays the AFC East and the AFC West this year. So, speaking of the AFC West, Ryan, far away.
All right. Well, this was a tough one. But in last place, I got the Raiders at 6-11. I probably shouldn't have even given them that many wins. I think I've been too nice with my last place teams, but I'm sure you guys have a lot worse record.
4-11, or 4-13, or whatever.
Yeah.
Monty Curtis said it.
Well, that was me. So,
I don't know, man. I mean, I get the Raiders. I know, they have a new quarterback in Gardner Minshew. We'll see if some Minshew magic can lead them there. I don't know if it can, but Devontae, I think another year older. There you go. Right. I just don't know, man. I don't believe in their offensive line as much. I don't know what Zamir White's going to do. I mean, maybe he'll surprise some people at running back. One thing they do have, though, I do like their defense is pretty solid. I think that's going to keep them in games with Crosby. And a lot of people, Spillane did a decent job, too, in the linebacking core.
And they signed Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, they got, I think they got a pretty good defensive line that's going to get some sacks and keep them in games. So 6-11, we'll see what the Raiders do with that. Third, I have the Broncos going 7-10. I do think Bo Nix is going to surprise some people. I do think the kid can play, and Sean Payton will definitely take advantage of that. And you know, I think he's going to play well. Not rookie of year well, but I think he'll, he's going to start the whole season and put up decent numbers. So I do like Javonte as a little bit of a sleeper running back coming up in there. We'll see what he does. Like you said about Shanahan, I think this is Sean Payton's got to do something this year. Or what do you have him there for? Just to go 6-11, 7-10 every season? I just don't think that he's done a whole lot, and this year he's got to prove something.
They went 8-9 last year.
Yeah.
With a train wreck of a team. So I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I have them winning one game less this year just because their schedule's a little tougher, I think. So, defense, okay. You got Singleton pretty good. You got Surtain that you just locked up on a nice contract. He's one of the best corners in the game, shut down guy. So, he can handle all those receivers from that division that are good. So, definitely see the Broncos maybe making some strides, but I just don't see it in their record. So 7-10. Chargers, I have them making a little bit of a surprise, going 9-8. And I think it's just culture change. It's what Harbaugh brings to a team. He just, I don't know what it is about the guy. He doesn't lose anywhere he goes. He wins everywhere he goes. And I think that's just the same thing here with the Chargers, even though you could probably look at that team and say they're probably not as talented as some of the other teams. But, like T said, it's what happens on the field, and Harbaugh gets his guys to believe in his system and his coaching style, and, it produces results. So I do see, I don't think Herbert's going to have to throw the ball as much. I think they are going to rely on their running game a lot. That's just that's a Greg Roman offense. They run a lot, so I expect to see a lot of running. Having Jesse Minter there as a DC. It's gonna be big for Bosa's gonna be really good. They still have Khalil Mack, Denzel Perryman, Derwin James is gonna be a monster this year on that blitz. The dude's going to get like 8 sacks from the safety position, I think. So expect a lot of results from that defense. And, like I said, I just think their main, I do like the Ladd McConkey pick. I think he'll be a decent receiver, but like I said, I think their strength is going to be their running game and their defense. So, they're just going to ask Herbert control the ball and don't turn it over. So I think he'll definitely be able to do that. So, and then in first place, I have the Chiefs, obviously, going 13-4. Essentially, just because I don't really believe in any other team in their division. Same reason as why a team could finish last is that they have to play every team in their division. Chiefs play this team, and they're way better than the other team. They're to me the best team in the AFC. You got the best player in the planet, and Patrick Mahomes. Pacheco should be a lot better. They drafted Worthy. Could be Tyreek Hill 2.0. We'll see. Still got Chris Jones. Still got your McDuffies.
He's
they're
your
just
number
a
one
well-coached
now.
team. Yeah, you still got Andy Reid there. They're just an awesomely coached team, and they'll do what it takes to win. They just will. They leave it all on the field, and that shows. And they're going to have probably the best shot of three-peating that any team's had in a long time. So, I would not be surprised if they were there in the end. So, but that's my AFC West.
Right on. Well, I'm not going to go through and name off every player on the teams in the division like Ryan just did. Oh, we got to hurry this one up.
I know. Sorry.
So starting for fullback for the Raiders is
Hey, speaking of that, how about that dude for the Chargers that's starting at fullback? He's like 6'4", 300 pounds.
It's like the Richard guy from Baltimore.
Yeah. I don't even know if they have him listed in there, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's fair to say that I have not looked, so I have no idea. It probably won't. So, but I'll keep my eye out for him during the red zone. So
there you go.
Anyways, yeah, Raiders last place, 7-10, rebuild mode. I think Minshew Minshew mania. He's gonna sneak some wins out. I don't think Dante's gonna be there all season. I think Zamir can be he can have some. We'll see what he can do. He's gonna get. I mean, I don't know who else is gonna run the ball or be a part of the running game. So he's gonna get some volume. So he could probably help out in some fantasy stuff like that. But Brock Bowers, great weapon. I think again they're in rebuild mode, so we're just gonna have to see how that goes. And I think they're in good hands. Antonio Pierce. Again, they're just rebuilding, so they put together what they could this year, and I guess we'll just kind of see how that transpires. Next,
don't you think that? Sorry,
Okay.
T, I didn't mean to cut you off, but don't you think like the talk about Bowers has just like been non-existent? Like, do we not remember how awesome this guy was in college? Like, he's gonna have a huge year, like Laporta and Kincaid level. So that's definitely a sleeper for fantasy. But please continue.
I have him on one team. I just don't remember which one. Next, I got the Broncos. Also, the same thing. They're not necessarily I guess they're in kind of rebuild mode. Well, I guess they are. Yeah, after the Russell catastrophe, and they still have Tim Patrick. They release him.
He got released.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed like him and Knicks had a pretty good connection. So, of course, that's preseason, but those reps help. Yeah, I have him at 7 or I'm sorry, I got him at 8 and 9. I like Ryan said, I think Bo Nix will surprise people. I think they will be a better offense. I think Javonte Williams will. Well, I'd like to think that he'll have a bounce back season. Pretty talented running back. I just don't know about Cortland Sutton's a solid receiver, but just after that, it's like Mims the big play guy. I know they're tied. What's their tight end?
Dulcich.
Greg's. Yeah, Dulcich.
Greg Dulcich.
Dulcich. I mean, I can see him having. Yeah, Dulcich. I can see him having some fantasy relevant. I think him having a solid year. But again, there's in this division.
That's a law firm. Dulcich and Dortch.
All right.
Injured in an accident? Called Dulcich and Dortch.
Right.
Okay. Chargers. I mean, I'm trying to be quick here because Ryan needs his time.
True.
So, but
we still have so much more.
Chargers 9-8. Yeah, with Harbaugh being there, they're going to be a lot better. Won't see any more of those mistakes like we saw the last few years with Staley being there. I just don't think they have a lot of weapons on offense. So probably a down year a little bit for Herbert. But they'll be smart. They're going to be a smart team. They're going to be a physical team, and I definitely think they can sneak out 9 wins. If not, 9 wins. I think they'll be better in the future, but they're gonna be a good squad. And of course, I mean the Chiefs. What argument does anybody have? So got them at 13-4. And as far as them winning the 3rd Super Bowl, I think they can. Right? I think they got the team for it. But there's gonna be so much other stuff that goes on, so it's hard to be like they're definitely winning it this year. But they're gonna be in the running, and we'll see if the injury bug gets them or if another team just steps up and takes them down. Because until one does, I'm not gonna listen to anybody's argument until one does. So there's
Didn't
no
we
point.
all make that mistake last year betting against Kansas City? I mean,
Yep.
Did I bet against them? I don't think I did.
I
know
did.
somebody was
I had the
sold on the
Bengals in the
Ravens.
Super Bowl.
Ryan.
Hey, they came close. Come on. I did have the Ravens and Niners. I was half right.
Oh, you had the Niners in there? I figured for sure you had the
I
Cowboys
did.
in there, but
Yeah.
No, I had the Ravens
No,
and
they
Niners.
beat them. Yeah, the
That was
Niners
according
beat
to the
Cowboys.
script, remember?
oh, Ryan's favorite
Oh, yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Can't wait to tell you about the script when I see you in a couple days. You're gonna get it all in person. Yup.
That's what we
Yep.
figured that.
Sit in your lap. I'm gonna sit in your lap
sure.
and do that too.
I'm gonna get some of those, I'm sure.
Ay,
Oh,
ay,
man.
ay. Okay. All right. So both of you have 13-4. Pretty close to the same records in that, except Ryan's got the Raiders a little bit worse. But I have them worse than you in fourth place. I got the Raiders at 3-14. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. It's always the same with interim coach. They play hard, you know. It's like, and I love Antonio Pierce, believe me.
Former
Trust me.
Giant.
Yes, Super Bowl winning New York
Yep.
Giant. Great. I like him, but man, he just goes from no experience to running an NFL team, and the offense I think will be fine. The defense with all those players across the board. So I just don't know. I think talent-wise, they have the worst roster, and I think T had a good point that Devontae won't finish the year there.
Right.
I think they're going to be trying to make a big push to get the number 1 pick next year, and just being the Raiders, they will accomplish that. In third place, I have the Broncos at 8-9. I like Bo Nix. I think he's perfect with Peyton. I think you give Peyton one more year because it's fine. You're turning it into his roster. Plus, the whole contract with Russell Wilson is still on the books. So there's a lot that they can do once all that clears up. I like the talk about Javonte Williams. I think he could have a really good year. But Courtland Sutton, he's good, man. I just hope he could stay healthy.
I think he'll be traded.
Sutton?
Yep.
Potentially, yeah. And they got rid of Judy.
I could see that, but if you're gonna if they get rid of Sutton, like who else? Who's next? Because Mims is like their big play guy, so they don't have a big body. So I could see it if they're not doing well. If they're not doing well, I could definitely see them getting shipped.
Yeah, the defense just has to improve. I don't think it could get any worse. Hopefully they don't give up 70 points again to anybody this year. Okay, they don't play Miami, so good. Coming in second place is the Chargers, 10-7. Harbaugh just wins, man. Everywhere he goes, it doesn't matter. It's physical football, smart football, and he's got a really good quarterback and a good defensive coordinator, and it's a guaranteed 2 wins because Brandon Staley is gone. So, I think
better
it's
clock management.
just and smarter decisions. Like, I don't know, but they finally got it right with the coach, and this is Harbaugh. It's all about running the ball and playing good defense, and that's how they're going to be in a lot of these games. And I think they'll start kind of slow, but I think towards the end of the year, when you're supposed to be able to run the football and play defense, that's when they'll start to take over because they got kind of a soft schedule with Denver, New England, and the Raiders as their last 3 games. So at number 1 are the Chiefs, of course, but I only have them at 11-6. I think that there's going to be some games where if there's minor injuries, some of the older guys won't play. Of course, Patrick will play if he's healthy, no matter what. But the offense will be better. The defense is still good. Steve Spagnuolo is really good at just taking your best player away and making them look pretty bad. And Andy Reid's he's still the best coach in the league. The players love playing for him. Xavier Worthy's going to have a big offensive year. So, and we'll see. I can't believe they haven't done anything with Rashee Rice. So
probably won't.
Probably not till next year. But yeah, take advantage of that. He had a good year. But Kansas City's just got to hold on to the ball. And like you guys said, three-peating is going to be really, really tough. But they'll be in the mix. And, it'll be an interesting run for them. But we'll go over our playoff brackets once we.
Who did you have with the
finish
better record, the Jags or the Chiefs?
I have the Jags with a better record
Interesting.
by 1 game.
Really?
But I mean, Kansas City's
Wow.
the 2-time defending champs, right? Who cares about the regular season? It's like get our guys to the playoffs.
They
That's
like to
all
have
that
home field
matters.
advantage, though.
Does it
Arrowhead's a
matter?
hard
on the
place
road.
to
They won
play.
every game on the road last year.
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
No, Chiefs had home field.
The Chiefs had home field throughout the whole thing, brother. Remember
'Cause they
when the
hosted
Dolphins came to Arrowhead and it was
The coldest game
-10?
ever.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Remember when the
They
Ravens
run-
went there and lost?
Yeah. Forgot how to run
I
the
mean, I
ball.
remember them losing for sure.
Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. Well, since we are, I think, an interesting thing I heard, I think, about Detroit. Did you know like 14 of their first 15 games are all indoors?
Yeah.
So
Saw that.
Wow.
that's
I
how
saw
that team is
someone
built.
mention that.
So, all right. Well, Saturday, college football, Texas travels to Michigan. I'm not even going to ask who we got because we all know who we want to win. Nebraska, Colorado. Who do you guys like there?
The over.
Yeah.
Um,
Good call.
In Colorado, right?
I'm not sure,
I
honestly.
don't know. I know that Colorado's not favored. Nebraska is, I think, by like 7.
And Patrick Mahomes Jr. Dylan Raiola.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough call because Nebraska's been trash for a couple years, and I know they're up and coming.
Ooh, no, it
Um,
is in Lincoln.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play too.
Ooh, that's the primetime game.
You know what? Man, I want to take Nebraska just because. But yeah, I'll take Colorado.
I'm on Nebraska all the way.
I'm taking the Buffs. What time did you say the game was?
7:30.
At night,
And that's
right?
prime
Obviously.
time.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
prime
because
time.
I think there's only 2 games this week where both teams are ranked. So I think you're seeing a little bye weeks,
Should be
teams-
switched though. That should
Yeah.
be the 11 o'clock game.
Oh,
and
absolutely. How do you have the biggest
Michigan,
game of the
Texas
week
should be
Yeah,
the
on an
7
11
o'clock.
11 a.m.?
Yeah, I
See?
know.
I got that.
Eesh.
I got that. All right. Well, we have something that's going to be coming up on the next episode. So stay tuned for that. But Ryan, do your social media thing.
Yes. You can find The Real Tree Shaker Show on Spotify, on Apple Music, on iHeart, on Amazon, on Apple Podcasts. Look for The Real Tree Shaker Show. Listen to us, subscribe to us, heart us, like, comment, suggest, whatever you'd like to do. But just click on our link, listen to us, check us out. Help us make you laugh. We want to hear from you. And thank you to all our listeners.
Absolutely.
Very,
That
very
is very, very true. Oh, yeah. Hello to Alabama. We got a hit
There
in
you go.
Alabama. So, Birmingham.
Sweet.
We're going to get a Roll Tide or no?
I don't have that soundbite, but I do have this one. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
This has been the Real Tree Shaker Show. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.